What's good, family? It's your boy Old Soul J, and I'm back with another video. Guys, I got a confession to make. Sometimes, once in a while, here and there, I watch my own videos. Now, obviously, when I'm editing, I'm watching my own videos then too, but that's different. I'm literally editing the video. I'm not watching it for leisure or to learn from. Look, I record every single day. I post videos every single day, whether it's YouTube or TikTok. So I'm constantly hearing my own voice. I'm editing all the time, so I'm constantly hearing my own voice, and a lot of this stuff that I talk about is already just in my mind already. It's my mentality. Watching the videos don't really do for me what it would do for another person who might really need to hear it. But the reason why I said sometimes I do watch my videos, because sometimes I need to be reminded. So there are times where I do need to hear it. This is the thing that a lot of content creators don't like to admit to, because they feel like it may hurt their credibility or their image or whatever the case is. I mean, I just like to keep it real. That's the thing about me that you're always going to get from me. I'm always going to keep it real. And, you know, some people say, you know, you won't be able to scale. You won't be able to maximize your own business or whatever the case is. If you do, I got to try and see. We'll see. We'll see. The reason why I say that is because here's the thing about my content and why I feel it's not to toot my own horn too much, but why I feel it's so raw and why it's so valuable and why I believe in me and my content so much. When I'm recording, I get in a flow. There's even times where I have an out-of-body experience, a self-realization, a real conscious moment, and the words are just flowing. Sometimes I don't even know what I'm going to talk about when I get in front of the camera. I just start talking. When I'm recording, I am in a flow state. Now, a lot of people know about the flow state. But what most people don't really understand about the flow state is that, especially when it comes to preaching or just knowledge, speaking, words, you are channeling. You're getting downloads. You are tapping in to that source that we're all connected to. That's why so many people gravitate or feel it. That's why some of the things, or really most of the things that I say, are just undeniable, because it's universal. It's coming from that universal source. I'm channeling. I'm operating in a state of my higher self. And when I'm doing that, not only do I make the best decisions in my life, if I'm doing that while I'm recording, I'm dropping gems. And I've made videos in the past, I've spoken in the past about your ego and your higher self, or how there's always one driving the ship. And to me, I feel in order for you to truly walk the path you're meant to walk, you have to make sure that the higher self is the captain of that ship, at least majority of the time, as much as you possibly can. The way this is set up, right, the Matrix, and even when I say that word, it gets like like, whoa, hold up, I might be overstepping a little bit. If you know, you know, like speaking about this publicly, but hey, come on, it's 2025, so it's okay. I'm okay. But the thing about the Matrix that we tend to forget, at least the ones who know, and if you don't know, it's set up to keep us away from our higher self. Whether it's just distractions, whether it's just working for the system. The people who set up this Matrix understand human psychology, habits, tendencies. We're creatures of habits. You've heard it before. And it's all strategically orchestrated in a very intelligent way to keep us from our higher selves. So I gotta live in this world just like you. That's also why I always talk about meditation, because the more you meditate like a muscle, the better, the stronger, the better you will become at it, which the main thing that meditation helps you get better at is just being aware, being really conscious. I don't care what they tell you. 99.9% of people are not in a real conscious state 99% of their life. Majority of the time they're spending. So because of that, even though I'm probably a lot more on point with it than the average person, I still deal with the Matrix. And like I said, I'm still having this human experience. So the Matrix that is set up to pull us away from our higher selves, anytime that I feel me swaying off a little bit, or here's the perfect word, shout out to Napoleon Hill, Outwit and the Devil. Anytime that I can feel myself drifting or almost getting to that state, because I recognize it before I truly get there. Now there's a couple other people, there's a few people who are the real deal that I may watch, or sometimes I may just watch myself. Because like I said, these videos are being channeled from a higher state, my higher self. So sometimes I just need that. When my ego, the voice of my ego is getting too loud, I may have to tune into even one of my own videos, maybe somebody else's as well, but depending here and there, just to snap back in, to lock back in, to tighten up. Like, hold on, don't drift. Regain the focus. Regain the higher consciousness. Tap back into that higher self. Because a lot of times it's too easy to drift, and it happens so smoothly and sneaky that you may drift. You may not even realize that you've been drifting until you've already drifted enough to slow down your momentum or to push you back a couple steps in terms of your growth. So I guess the point of me making this video is just to shed light, or it's always easier to avoid something when you're aware that it happens. So I don't know if there's anybody who may see this video that might not even, because there's so many times I've had people tell me, oh, I never thought about it that way. That's one thing I've realized that I'm really good at. Also why I believe in my content so much. I can put things in a perspective, or I could break things down in a certain way for it to really resonate, for it to really click in your mind. Like, you can understand something, but sometimes it's not always gonna click. That's a deeper understanding. That's called understanding. I'm helping you understand it, because that gives you more control. But that's all I gotta say for this video. Make sure y'all like, subscribe. I love y'all.